is a woman's agency? Agency refers to the ability of an individual to identify goals and pursue them through an informed decision-making system. For women, their domains of agency include a full control of body or sexual and reproductive health and choice, household decision-making, and social and political participation and civil rights. All around the world, thousands of women are discriminated and violated for defiant acts going against an unwritten code of conduct that serves the patriarchy. Yet, the spread of education and awareness of gender and legal rights by the media have begun to voice women's liberation and agency, allowing these women to be enlightened, empowered, and eliminated from the gender roles previously assigned for them.
Do you know what an honor killing is? It is when a girl or a woman is killed, and it may be simply that she was born a girl.
Somebody around the corner from you has either woke up scared or tragically taken her last breath.
On their journey to independence, women have endured countless struggles, mockeries, and sufferings. Getting independence from oppressive structures and feeling free is what women's empowerment is all about. The empowerment to provide equal opportunities for advancement for women for leadership, decision-making, and impacting their own lives and those in their communities without dependency on their opposite gender. We all have thought that the journey is almost coming to an end where women are equally entitled and have the same opportunity as men. But it is not the case of Qandeel Baloch. She was murdered by her own brother in the belief that women should just do chores and serve the male part of the family. To the end of her life, she fought for women's rights. The death of Qandeel Baloch shows that much work still needs to be done to achieve real justice for women throughout the world, despite progress towards gender equality. In the midst of new legislation being prepared to address honor killings, the death of Qandeel Baloch may mark a turning point for Pakistani government policy on the issue. An anti-honor killing legislation is implemented months after her death to eliminate a loophole. By removing this loophole, Pakistani law will no longer allow families to forgive the perpetrators of honor killings and avoid prosecution. The enforcement of life imprisonment for the convict even if the victim's family forgave the murderer. Her death paved the way for Pakistan's honor killing law to serve justice for all victims. A media portrayal of honor killing differs from coverage in local news and overseas news outlets, which attempts to provide a comprehensive analysis of the issue, resulting in inaccurate perceptions. News outlets use quotation marks when referring to honor killings as they question whether it is honorable to kill a family member that has tarnished the family's name and reputation. It is evident from the death of Qandeel Baloch the contrast of media reports on her death news. Having shown her revealing clothes in headline news photos, the local media hinted at it as justification for the incident, as she has brought shame and dishonor to the family name through her behavior and appearance on social media. Despite the anti-honor killing law being passed and implemented, unfortunately the law has been repealed as a result of forgiveness from the parents of the victims. It is causing outrage throughout the country. Protests are being held against this decision. Who is responsible for his release? Could the media be considered one of the responsible stakeholders that led to a murderer's discharge due to the low exposure and coverage of the case that caused low community awareness, putting the pressure on the jurisdiction to change its legislation in favor of the victims? For this documentary, we conducted a survey and found that only 53.7% have previously heard of the honor killing phenomenon. Social stigma regarding the honor killing phenomenon is evidently present. For instance, many presumed that such gender-based violence is related to one particular culture or religion. Some also choose to believe that it is a family issue that does not require government intervention. Perhaps such results may be concluded due to the pre-existing honor culture that remains dominant in present South Asia to the Middle East region since ancient times. Protesters have been trying to bring attention to the phenomenon. They are bashing the leniency of laws against this offense, often allowing perpetrators to get away with their wrongdoings.
Out in public with an unrelated man. Family members have denied the accusations, describing the fall as an accident.
Here shows a reenactment of a case of honor killing in Afghanistan. Actors hope to raise public attention towards the brutality faced by women. Under a particular cultural understanding, the honor of a person is the most sacred and something more valuable than life. It is believed that if a woman does not follow the gender-specific rules of the community, she has tainted the reputation of the family. Men, who are seen as the protectors of family honor, are obliged to respond to any violation of honor. Therefore, the woman's male relatives will kill her to uphold moral order. Phenomenon is the most severe in Muslim communities. Despite the Quran explicitly saying that men and women are equal and women must not be perceived to be inferior and secondary to men, the belief that women are inferior to men and are sinners from birth has been a common belief that stemmed from people's incomplete and distorted interpretation of the religious material. In fact, more than half of our questionnaire respondents agreed that honor killing is caused by one culture. Women are expected to stay at home and avoid talking to unrelated men. Moreover, the Hadith, which contains Prophet Muhammad's sayings, has described women as a source of pollution and a pole of negative forces. It is unavoidable for believers to accept and exercise the ideas, which contributes to the justification and exacerbation of the practice of honor killing in Muslim communities. Vice Media irresponsibly revealed several details about the hiding spot of an honor killing victim in a YouTube video. They simply gave out the duration and the direction of the trip to the hiding spot. This video received almost 4 million views. The victim, who had been hiding for 7 years, was shot dead after 4 months of the release of the video. The street view was presented along with exotic background music. The description of the Vice channel stated that, uncovering the wild, weird, and wondrous in the far reaches of the world. Always informative, occasionally controversial, and often bizarre. This is the exact selling point of the Vice Asia YouTube channel. It is understandable that the media is trying to highlight the difference between the West and the underdeveloped countries to attract the audience. However, it comes with a price. Irresponsible coverage on honor killing illustrates how the Western media portrayal would also have a negative impact. It is also where the white savior phenomenon plays in. Western often feel the need to save non-white people. Author T.J. Cole went a step further and named it the white savior industrial complex, because it's obvious that interfering in other people's lives may be profitable, especially those who seem to be less fortunate than us. For example, gaining millions of views on YouTube by covering honor killing. To use this case as an example, Vice could potentially profit from the millions of views from a honor. So what can we do in the meantime? Use our voice. Provide light to the issues of gender-based violence. The lack of urgency for an investigation and clear statements expressing sympathy for the victims may create factors of fear in addition to societal pressures for women when they decide to break free from the gender roles designed for them. Media exposure has become a powerful tool in revolutionizing social and cultural norms relating to women and gender formations. To a certain extent, coverage of honor killing has enabled empowerment and stresses of the community for the jurisdiction to transform its legislation in favor and honor of the victims of gender-based violence. However, media portrayals of unresolved cases of honor killings may create a negative impact on a woman's agency. Therefore, it is crucial to consider factors such as fear and societal pressures for a woman to fully take charge of her own agency. Strive for equality. Keep adding pressure.